They threw ice at Santa Claus.
All right, so let's go ahead around the table and meet the team. We got Parker Smith.
What's up, guys?
Loudon, the Loud Dog Richardson.
We up in here, guys. Let's win this debate.
Scott Evans, H-Town, let's get it.
3 cities with the most hardcore fan bases. Scott, why don't you start us?
Yeah, let's take it away. Number 3. I gotta kind of have a little bit of love for this city, but then I throw it away right away. You're right, I don't. They booed Santa Claus. Number 3 is Philadelphia.
They threw ice at
They
Santa
threw
Claus.
ice at Santa Claus. That's how passionate they are, okay? But think about it. Philadelphia, they're always obnoxious, they're always loud, and their teams are not really that good. The Eagles, I get it, they finally won their NFL championship. The 76ers are finally good again, but they choked. The Phillies, not there yet. And who else do they have? The Flyers? Have they won anything here? Oh, that's right. They haven't. But yet, regardless of that, they're still passionate about their teams. They let you know that they're from Philly. They let you know who they like. They will literally lord the fact that the Eagles won the Super Bowl over the Cowboys forever. So I've got Philly, number 3 on my list. Number 2, I've got Boston. There's just so much history there in Boston. You know, you've got the Red Sox who finally overcame the curse. You've got the Patriots who everybody in Boston remembered they had a football team once they started getting good again. But the thing is, like, they're passionate. They're loyal. They love the Red Sox. They love the Patriots. They love the Bruins. And I hate to hate them because, they win. It's hard because their teams actually win. I'm trying to think. Do they have a team? They've got, Patriots always winning. You got the Bruins always winning. You've got the Red Sox won the World Series last year. Yeah, no, they've got it pretty good. But they're passionate about their team. Number 1 on my list is going to be New York. I mean, yes, you can talk about the New York media, but I think that goes into one of the things that explains how hardcore they are. The Mets, not too long ago, they literally got in a fight with one of the reporters, with the Mets. They literally got in a fight. They have had, I think they got sued by the MLB because they wouldn't let a certain newspaper in. It is hardcore in there. And I think one of the things going for New York, they've got 2 of everything. So their teams can constantly be warring with each other. You've got Yankees-Mets in the Subway Series. You've got the NFL. You've got the Jets, and you've got the Giants. They even have 2 soccer teams now. You've got it's just one of those things where it's great because if you don't like one team, you can pick the other. And they don't do it as like hey, we're flip-flopping. They are diehard. Like, if you're a Mets fan, you're a Mets fan, and you hate everything Yankees. So, I can see it. They don't just flip-flop. They're passionate about what they do, and they hate each other, so they're, like, internally combusting at all times. I love it. It's great. You go, New York.
I love it.
Loud, what you got?
Absolutely. I'm going to kick it off with Pittsburgh. If you're in Pittsburgh, you're winning out. I mean, the hockey team, the football team has a massive tradition and following. I mean, I respect the tradition. I hate Pittsburgh, but I hate the Steelers. I respect the city. I respect the tradition behind their team. But they're balling out. My number 2 is New York, like what Scott was saying. I mean, that is just a thriving sports city. I mean, in every different way. They have like 2 teams in every sport besides football, I guess.
No, they do. Giants.
Oh, what am I talking about? So 2 sports and basically everything. Giants, Yankees, Rangers,
Mets, Islanders.
Mets.
I forgot about the Islanders.
New York is just blowing up and thriving. I mean, I think if I were born there, I could easily be behind all of those teams and root for. It would just be a cool experience. But I hate New York, so I don't hate New York. Again, I don't hate people. I just don't care for the teams. Number 1, Boston. Those New England Patriots, and then you've also got the Red Sox. I mean, what can we do? I mean, they win year after year. They just have this history of winning and winning and winning. So imagine being a fan in Boston right now. Like, every year, it's not a given, but you just have this awesome background and history of winning. And so very easy to get behind a team like New England Patriots and to want to root for them every single year. And the more that Tom Brady continues to play another year, it's just like the legend is growing. And so yeah, those are my top three. What do y'all got?
Yeah, so mine's a lot like everyone else's. I got number 3, Pittsburgh. I just think that they have a really big tradition, and they're really just a sports town, and they kind of follow their team, whether good or bad, they're going to be there. And so as terrible as the Steelers might be this year, they're still going to have sold out stuff. They're still going to have sold out fans, and they're going to be crazy. And the number 2 is Philly, and so they're just one of the fans they're so hardcore that they even boo their own team, and so they are quick to turn on their own team. But that does not mean that they are not hardcore. I mean, it does not mean they're not hardcore about the sport. And so you just gotta respect that. I would not want to be in Pittsburgh or Philadelphia and be on the opposite team.
Yeah.
We'll just put it that way. And then number 1, I have Boston, and they just win at everything. But I mean, you got the history of the Boston Celtics and Larry Bird and all them and the Leprechaun.
Brian Scalabrine.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
And before all that, you had Bill Russell.
There's just a legacy of like sports towns. You got, of course, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick with the Patriots and all they've been able to do. And I mean, the Bruins are always kind of in it, and the Red Sox are always in it with the Yankees. And so, like, huge rivalries in every sport, and they have every sport there. The reason I don't have New York is because there's basically 2 different, like, the fan base is divided into 2 because either you're a New Islanders fan or you're a New York Rangers fan, or you're or Long Island, Anyways, or New York Jets fan or New York Giants fan. Like, literally, they're a house divided on itself. Cannot stand. It's biblical. And so that's why I don't have that. And plus, they're just competing with so many other things like musicals and so many other attractions. Just like LA could be a huge sports town, but there's so many different things that are vying for everyone's attention. I just don't think they're fully sold out. And I think you do have that in Boston, Philly, and Pittsburgh.
All right. I'll wrap us up here. So number 3, I've got Boston. So to kind of piggyback off of what Parker was saying, it's pretty self-explanatory, but they're pretty competitive. I think that's helped drive a lot of their fandom up in Boston. You got the Brady Belichick thing. The Bruins were just in the Stanley Cup Finals against St. Louis and lost that in 6. But they're constantly in the hunt for the playoffs and for a championship. So. But I think whether they're winning or not, just that Northeastern culture is one of your diehard. In line with that, number 2 is Philadelphia, the hometown of the fictional character Rocky. And by the way, just the fact that they built a statue of Rocky there, if that's not fandom, I don't know what is. I mean, you literally built a statue at a very historical city, mind you, of a fictional movie character who's a sports character. I mean, so to me, Philadelphia sells out. And they're the fans that, if you walk into their stadium with another team's jersey on, you're probably going to get beat up and have 5 guys jump you on the way in or out. So Philadelphia is easily number 2. Number 1, I have New York. You got lots of teams. Not only like in Texas, we have for basketball, you got 3 teams: Spurs, Rockets, Mavs. But we're a big state. New York, not only you've got 2 teams within like a 45-minute, like they're like the Brooklyn Nets are in Brooklyn. And you've got the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. That's like a 20-minute subway ride. And you've got 2 hardcore teams there. You've got the New York Islanders on Long Island. It's about 45 minutes from MSG where the New York Rangers play. And then the Jets and Giants literally play in the same stadium. So it's not only that you've got multiple teams, you've got multiple teams within like 30 minutes of each other. And I think that they're just all out. And obviously, the New York media is a huge thing, too. I mean, the whole thing with Kevin Durant right now is, could he handle the pressure of dealing with the New York media? There's a reason why it has that stigma, because New York's all about sports.
Yeah.
That's my 3 cities: Boston, Philly, and the Big Apple.
Yeah. I got to throw in Dallas and the Dallas Cowboys. Dude, we're diehard. I don't care.
If the Dallas Cowboys, if all other Dallas teams had the same fan base as the Dallas Cowboys, who are just lunatics and think they're always going to win the Super Bowl, then yes, Dallas would be up there. But we only have the Cowboys, who are America's team.
Real quick, rapid fire. Just rapid fire. What is the least hardcore city?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Least hardcore city.
I was gonna say the Browns, but they actually
The
do
city
care.
of the Browns.
I'm actually going to throw out there. I'm going to throw out there LA.
Yeah.
I feel like my argument for LA is I think they're just such a relaxed culture. It's East and West. East Coast, what we talked about, Boston, Philly, New York, they are hardcore. blunt, bad to the bone, like live or die. LA, it's like they're fair weather. It's like if they're doing well, they're all about it. If they're not, they're gonna go find other things to do. You know, it's California. So that's my rapid fire LA.
I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
Okay.
I like.
I was gonna say, they've got two. They've got the
Yeah,
Sabres.
they got the Sabres. Yeah, everybody forgets that they have the Sabres, but I mean,
There's a reason why they forget,
has a
right?
big tradition because they won. Well, did they win?
no, they went to
the
3
whole-
straight Super Bowl, 4 straight Super Bowls, and
and
lost all 4.
Yo, but they've had the Bills
They were-
Mafia. Who
they
else
were-
is drunk diving on top of tables that are on fire?
They were a pretty big fan base back then, and probably still are. I'm gonna say Jacksonville because I mean I don't know if they've had anything to root for in a while, and I feel like they're just not
The
super
Jaguars
passionate.
looking good, Scott? No, the Texans are in the division now.
The Jaguars have not.
No, that's right.
I'm going to have to go with Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay.
The retirement home, sorry if you're from Tampa, the retirement home of sports towns. You're the Rays. You're literally thinking about splitting games between Montreal and Tampa Bay. Your stadium is falling apart. Your mayor has come out and said, nope, we ain't moving. Shots fired. Oh my gosh, I'm going to get destroyed from all 5 people in Tampa Bay. But here's the deal. You've got a good baseball team, the Rays. We're in the playoffs. And the attendance has always been less. And that's the only sport you have there. Tampa. Let me
No, you
tell
got
you.
the Tampa Bay Lightning. You got
got
the
the
Buccaneers. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
With the Bucks in the crowd.
The Rays.
There's no doubt, regardless of the other teams they have,
They don't come
historically
to
the
Bucks
Rays'
games.
attendance is
attendance
terrible.
is zero.
Yeah.
Because they gotta pay for all them crabs at James.
Comment down below if you're from Tampa and you want
If you want to take some shots back at Scott.
to. Let me visit your city. I don't want to go to Tampa.
Comment below if you want to be on the show. We'll let you call in and talk on the show. It'd be great. From Tampa.
Yeah.
From Tampa.
Or anywhere.
But for now, we'll meet again. See y'all.
Time for sports.
Let's do this.
Time for debate.